Let's be honest, we're all talking to AI these days. But the real question is, are we any good at it? Today, we're going to dive into the art of smart prompting. And trust me, it's a skill that can completely change what AI can do for you.
Now, this is a big idea. It's not just about typing commands into a box. Every single prompt you write is literally a window into your own mind. It shows how you think, how you structure your ideas, and how you solve problems.
Think of it like this. These AI models are built to mimic human reasoning. So they're basically mirrors. If you give them a messy, unclear thought, guess what you're going to get back? A messy, unclear answer. It's not a bug in the system, it's just reflecting you. Okay, so this brings us to a huge fork in the road. See, not all prompts are created equal. Far from it. Most of us are just giving commands when we could be having these incredibly productive conversations. Let's look at what that actually means. The difference here is just massive. On the left, you have a basic command. It's vague. You're going to get a generic Wikipedia-style answer. But on the right, that's a conversation. You're setting it up for success. You give it a role, a super specific goal, and you even tell it how to think. And the results are just night and day. A basic prompt gets you, well, a basic output. But a smart prompt, that's how you unlock something that feels deep, clear, and honestly, way more human. You're not just telling it what to do anymore. You're actually amplifying its intelligence. Which, of course, leads to the big question, right? How do you make that jump? How do you go from barking simple commands to having these powerful conversations with AI? What is the secret? Well, the answer is actually surprisingly simple. It all comes down to a framework built on 3 layers. And I promise you, once you see them, you can't unsee them. Your prompts are never going to be the same. Here they are: role, goal, and process. That's it. Think of it like a quick mental checklist you run through before you hit enter. Let's break down what each one of these really means. First up is role. This is about giving the AI a persona, a job title. Tell it you are a senior marketing director, and it taps into a whole different set of patterns than if you say you are a poet. The role basically sets the stage for everything that follows. Next, the goal. This seems obvious, but it's where most prompts fall apart. Write a post isn't a goal, it's a wish. Write a post that convinces a skeptic to try this product. Now that's a target. That gives the AI something to aim for. And finally, process. Okay, this is the one everybody skips, and it might be the most powerful of all. When you add a simple phrase like, think step by step, you're giving the AI permission to slow down and reason. It's like telling a friend, hey, no rush, just think it through before you answer. It's a total game changer. So, when you put all 3 of these together, role, goal, and process, you're not just giving a command anymore. You're literally handing the AI a complete framework for how to think. And that is a whole different ballgame. So, why does all this matter so much? Because, look, this isn't just a clever trick. What we're talking about is a fundamental shift in what it means to be fluent in the digital world. Think about it. For the last 20 years, digital literacy meant knowing how to Google stuff effectively. But as we're heading into 2025, that's not enough. The new standard is prompt literacy, knowing how to have a productive conversation with an artificial intelligence. And the benefits are already here, and they're huge. In our careers, the most valuable people are becoming the ones who can ask the best questions. In education, students who learn this skill are learning concepts twice as fast. And for anyone doing creative work, you can literally 10x your ideation. It's wild. And this really gets to the heart of it. The future doesn't belong to the people who just use AI as a tool. It's going to belong to the people who can teach it, who can guide it, who can collaborate with it to solve really hard problems. So let's pull back for a second, away from the mechanics, because this isn't about memorizing some magic words. There's no secret phrase that unlocks the AI. It's about a mindset. It's about having structured curiosity. First, you have to think like a teacher. A good teacher doesn't just dump information. They provide context, they give structure, they anticipate where the student might get stuck. That's exactly what you need to do for the AI. Second, speak like a designer. In great design, every single element has a purpose. There's nothing extra. Your words should be just like that, clear, intentional, and every single one is there for a reason, all working toward a specific outcome. And finally, reflect like a scientist. When you get a result that's not quite right, don't just get frustrated. Get curious. What happened? What if I change this one variable? Treat it like an experiment. Tweak your prompt and run the test again.
Because here's the ultimate takeaway. The AI is an incredible tool, but it is not a mind reader. It doesn't just follow the words you type, it follows the clarity, the structure, and the intent behind those words. Your own thinking process is what's really in the driver's seat.
So I'll leave you with this question. The next time you open up that chat window, just pause for a second and ask yourself, are you just giving a command or are you composing something? The difference between those two words will change absolutely everything.